Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Hallpass, episode 5. My mother. Oh my goodness. So my mother passed away. She was probably 71 and she wasn't very healthy. She had heart problems. She had kidney problems. She was on dialysis. I got her death certificate and there are like 9 things on there. So she just didn't take care of herself. And I'm trying to be active. I'm trying to do things, and you should too, so that you live longer, because the last few years of her life wasn't that great. But anyway, so she passes, and we have her cremated. And so then it was my sister, her husband, and me. All right. And when they cremate you, you end up in, this is going to sound morbid, but it's true, a sack that's about the size of a sack of flour, and the consistency too. Kind of weird, I know. But hey, that's why you subscribe to Hallpass, because you're going to get some interesting information. My brother-in-law is Catholic and thought we were crazy for this idea. We're trying to figure out, okay, where to celebrate my mom. And, we're Googling things and trying to figure out, well, where can you dump ashes? I mean, don't use the word dump, but celebrate ashes of someone that you care about. And pretty much you can do it anywhere as long as you're not throwing it on someone's private property or their house or something like that. So we decide to go to Multnomah Falls, which is just east of Portland. It's a beautiful area, to celebrate my mother. Again, my brother-in-law thinks we're absolutely crazy for doing this. But so we decided to walk up for this adventure. The bridge that kind of goes across right in front of the waterfall. And my sister's like, let's dump or celebrate the mom off the bridge. But what we talked about was there's a wind tunnel that's created by the waterfall. All this water coming down 100 feet is creating this vacuum, and would have shot my mother all over the hundreds of tourists down below. Probably wouldn't have been a good thing. That's that whole logic thing, if then. If I do this, then what happens? A lot of people don't use that when they make decisions, but anyway, that's what we decided. We decided we're not going to do it off the bridge. So we walk up a little ways further, and we found a little area that was kind of off the beaten path. And there was a stone handrail, like wall, short wall, maybe 4 feet tall. And you can't see through it. It's all stone. But we decide it's calmer over there. We decide to celebrate my mother by putting her over this stone wall. My brother-in-law didn't want anything to do with this. He thought we were nuts. He thought we were going straight to hell. So he decides to walk up the path behind me about 20 yards or so. Now, he doesn't want to be part of this thing, but he also kind of wants to see what's going to happen, I think. So he's trying to stay away from us, thinking we're sacrilegious and all that. So my sister, we found a place and we're going to do this thing. And my sister has my mother in her purse. So the very first thing is she takes the bag out of my purse and the top pops off and shoots ashes all over my sister.
Oh my God.
All over her chin, her face, and her chest. Oh man. So the stereotype of that happening, it actually happened in this story. So then, and I'm being impatient. She's laughing because I think she's nervous, and she's also crying at the same time. And I'm like, okay, let's get this thing done. And I'm trying to do it without a lot of people seeing, because I didn't want to raise a bunch of red flags and have the, Department of, ash droppers to show up in helicopters and drop down and arrest us or something. And so I take the bag, and she's finally trying to get this mom off her. She finally gets to a point where she feels comfortable. And I go, "Are you ready?" And she goes, yeah, let's do this. So I reach over, all the way over, and I start celebrating my mother on this ground, looking right at the waterfall. It's a beautiful place. And what I don't see, I'm 6'6", I don't see the bottom of anything. What I don't see is that there are little air holes about this big on the bottom of this stone wall. And they're maybe every 3 or 4 feet or so. And so as I'm dumping my mom, celebrating my mother over this stone wall, part of her is being sucked through that air hole, shot up the 20 yards, and got all over my brother-in-law, who thought we were going to hell. This all happened within seconds. So now my mother's all over my sister. You know, we don't have why we're in the middle of a waterfall. And as I'm celebrating my mother over this wall, I look back to see the absolute disgust of my brother-in-law looking down, and he's got my mother now plastered on his face, down on his stomach and chest. Oh my goodness. So, you know, it's really incredible things that, you know, you don't really, you don't foresee happen sometimes, and you just got to roll with it. I think even now, my brother-in-law is probably disgusted by the whole thing, by the whole event. And my sister's like, well, it happened. Anyway, if you like Hallpass, subscribe and smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. And if you'd share it, it would sure help a middle-aged teacher from a small state succeed in this crazy world. Anyway, thank you for listening to Hallpass. There are more episodes coming. Check out my Hallpass with Simon about Guns N' Roses. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, JRod loves you. See you later.